Hello everyone, welcome to Wheel Spin. I'm Ramiz and the cameraman behind me is Usman. Today we're about to review the age-old classic diesel car of Pakistan. Yeah, you guessed it right. It's the Turi Saloon. So the main question here is, if you find one on Park Wheels for 7 to 8 lakhs, should you buy it? As you can see, this is a almost I guess 12 years old car, and it has like all these fancy gizmos like power windows, leather upholstery, and I mean power side mirrors. So let's drive it now. Did you hear that diesel sound? So did you hear that crazy wild diesel sound? Let's take it for a spin now. This is a diesel car. You barely need any accelerator input to get off the line. It's just torquey as hell. But obviously we don't have the same acceleration as we do in a petrol engine. Obviously you can see that this is a 2-liter engine. That's quite huge for Pakistani standards, but yeah, if we had a petrol car in this case, that would be like miles away at this moment. But you barely need to use the clutch here. You know, clutch control is really essential on a petrol car. Let's see how fast this goes. So that was a smooth gear change, as you can see. This is probably a long route sort of car, alright? If you travel a lot, this is probably the car for you. It's comfortable, it's smooth, it's actually fuel efficient if you think about how engines were 10 years ago.
And what about maintenance costs?
We all know diesel engines do have a bit more maintenance than their petrol counterparts, but I still think if you find a well-maintained piece, it's a Toyota, so it's not gonna bury a hole in your pocket, I guess.
Having this car, other than the mileage and the things that you are saying about, what are the pros of having the diesel car in Pakistan?
Other than the mileage, I would only give it the comfort factor and the fact that you can get it for cheap because the resale value is low currently.
Okay.
So yeah, I think if you're finding an Altis in this model, I think that would be more expensive. That would cost you around 9.5 lakhs. But this, I think you can find a good piece for 7 to maximum 8.
Okay. So how's the drive? How's the clutch and the acceleration and everything?
I would say yes. All of the pedals are really smooth and soft.
If you compare the pedals with the petrol car, what are the difference of driving the diesel car and the petrol car?
They're all a bit hard and a bit more crispier to use. By crispy I mean the response is a bit more immediate. Alright, and the brake is obviously the same because almost all Corollas use the same braking system. So the only thing I can say, it's a bit more challenging to use the clutch in an Altis, and this is, I mean, easier because there's so much torque to get the car moving. You barely need an accelerator, and the accelerator doesn't do much anyways. Yeah, it's exactly the same as the Altis 1.8 of this generation. I mean, yes, back then having an airbag in Pakistan was a huge luxury, so yeah, we can count that. But I think if you get a Japanese imported car, you'll get an airbag in that too. But yeah, I guess. I mean, this sort of place is the best place to actually drive a diesel car.
So let's have fun with it.
Yeah.
If gear changes.
If the gear actually changes. Now, I think you can see and I think feel that there's no cabin noise at all. I think if we were in a Honda right now, we'd be miserable.
Show the road to the audience, man.
Yeah.
Have a camera. Show them the road. So you can see everyone. It's very rough road over.
Yeah, so you all can see it's a really messed up road, but I don't feel a thing in here.
Because you are sitting in 2D.
Yes, because I'm in the
9, probably 7 or 8. Which one is this?
I don't remember.
I think so.
But they're almost the same in every case.
Every case.
Yeah.
Alright. Now what?
I like the way how this car drives. No matter how sloppy my clutch control is, it'll always be smooth. There's no issue about leaving or using the clutch slowly to get a smooth drive. It's always smooth, unless you're a really bad driver.
So you are pointing at me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's barely any work required. I think this is not an issue for, like, you know, a person to drive by himself. I think this is the easiest manual car to drive, I'd say, at this point. There's barely any clutch to accelerator balance needed.
Basically, it's a Pakistani standard car for anyone who wants to drive a car in Pakistan. He should go. Should go for Toyota. But in rural areas, not in the urban areas.
Yeah, yeah. If you travel a lot in Pakistan and need a car below 8 lakhs, I think this is your car.
And what about suspension system?
I think we just saw that on the road, that the suspension is really good and smooth, but you can't expect it to steer in a, accident or quick situation, I guess, because there's a very heavy engine on the front. The rest of the body is light, so I guess it's gonna lead to a drastic understeer situation. I think you would need really good tires on this car to actually run it on high speeds.
So why don't we take a look of this car from outside? Race it.